Several years have passed since I surrendered to TAFT prison camp in 2008. I offer my book to anyone that wishes to know more of the details, but for the interest of time, I'll provide the thumbnail sketch of my story in just one paragraph. After graduating from the University of Southern California, I became a stockbroker, and while working in that capacity, I represented professional athletes and hedge funds. When I learned that one of my hedge fund clients was involved in fraudulent transactions, I failed to act appropriately. Authorities responded with a criminal investigation. Again, I failed to act appropriately. Now, rather than accept responsibility for my bad decisions, I lied, lived in denial, and misled. As a consequence, I faced civil charges from the SEC, then I faced criminal charges. The ordeal lasted nearly 3.5 years, costing me more than $1 million, and culminating in the 18-month prison term that I served at TAFT Federal Prison Camp. If you're watching, I suspect you're in a similar situation. Now, our crimes might be different. I pled guilty to securities fraud, but the situation is the same. You're going through the worst time of your life. You're waiting for an attorney to make decisions on your behalf. Judicial delays keep your life in a constant state of limbo. The process can bring emotional torment as you contemplate how this tragedy will influence your family, your career, your reputation, your future, and on top of all of that, you have to worry about prison. At White Collar Advice, we can help. I'm pleased to tell you the worst part of this experience are the months that precede confinement. Before my surrender, I was completely lost. As soon as I created a plan, however, my life changed. I emerged from prison on August 16, 2009. As a consequence of the preparations I made, I walked out of prison as a completely different man. Preparation restored my confidence, opening new opportunities. I share this story with you for a purpose. Whether you choose to work with me or not, I want you to know that the sooner you begin to strategically prepare for a better outcome in life, the sooner you can restore confidence. With renewed confidence, you'll stop the free fall and sleepless nights. With renewed confidence, you'll work more openly with your lawyer, work to manage your reputation, mitigate your sentence, and in so doing, forge a path that will lead to a new future. But you cannot succeed without hard work. As I wrote in Lessons from Prison, it takes daily, incremental action. Look, in prison I had a really disciplined schedule. I woke before dawn each day to begin my work. Each day I sat alone at a table with a pen in hand, determined to write the next chapter of my life. Now, in addition to my book, which I'll happily send to you, I wrote daily blogs by hand. In prison, I made all of the right decisions. The question I have for you is, are you ready to begin making all of the right decisions? Now, from my perspective, defendants who are watching this have 3 options. Each option has consequences, which we will explore right now. The first option, of course, is to wait. Waiting doesn't take any effort. In fact, while waiting, you do not really have to do anything. As a consequence, however, you might continue to live in fear. You may continue to deny or minimize the magnitude of your problems. Instead of acting, you might cling to fantasies that events will improve or magically disappear. The defendant who chooses this option may fail to live productively while in this waiting mode. Rather than working productively to prepare for the best outcome, those who choose the first option may spend hours online surfing the internet reading misinformation that is out to scare you. I unfortunately know this option well, as I endured it for several months before my surrender to prison, and it's not an option I would recommend for anyone. You have a second option. You can hire me to guide you through the journey ahead. Let's explore the ramifications of what would follow. If you're tired of the stress and sleepless nights, together we will create a scope of work. The defendant who chooses the second option will collaborate with me on building a deliberate strategy to proceed. And depending on what stage of the proceedings you're in, we'll work to prepare a sentencing mitigation package, to prepare for the lowest possible sentence in the most favorable institution. If necessary, we will work to prepare you for the residential drug abuse program, which, as you might know, can get you out of prison up to 18 months early. For clarity, I do not offer legal advice, but we do collaborate with many defense attorneys who introduce our services, courses, and programs to their clients. Now, there's also a third option. You can choose to hire us, but hiring us alone is not enough. Our methods require work. Now, together with my colleague Michael Santos, we've developed a series of lesson plans and a scope of work that is proven to be a best-in-class guide to preparing for sentencing, the residential drug abuse program, and the prison experience. Now, during an initial free consultation, we would review that scope of work. We would come to an agreement For clarity, however, if you fail to engage and participate in the work, the progress will not follow. We cannot purchase restored peace and confidence. We must work to achieve it. So which option will you choose? Look, I know that life as a convicted felon means you might have to prepare for press releases from the Department of Justice or the Securities and Exchange Commission. Those releases unfortunately retain high rankings in all of the search engines. Even after you've been released from prison, those releases can complicate options for employment, obtaining credit, and it can just create additional stress and heartache for you and your family. Defendants who retain me, who choose to work and prepare, will embark upon a disciplined and deliberate plan to improve your outcome. They will recognize improvements within minutes of working together, I assure you. Look, I walked out of prison as a convicted felon on the 16th of August 2009 during the worst economic recession of our lifetime. Anyone who ran a Google search of my name would see my criminal record. Yet as a consequence of the strategies to which I adhered to during my imprisonment, strategies I teach to my clients, myriad opportunities awaited me. Was my success after prison a matter of luck? Certainly some say so. It was not. I created that success, just as I will teach you how to create that success. Since my release from prison, I've collaborated with global corporations, with universities, with law firms, and with thousands of defendants. I'm passionate about my work, and I highly encourage you to conduct your due diligence on me and the results I've created for my clients. To that end, for those who want further validation of my work, I encourage you to review my client list and a handful of testimonials. After all, a statement without proof is simply a claim. If you're ready to begin preparing for new opportunities, then click the button below to schedule a free consultation, as I would love to guide you and your family through these challenging times. Thank you again for watching this video. I encourage you all to work hard, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.